All right, let me
Yeah,
turn you up.
and yesterday, I think the audio issues on my end were better.
Well, that's good.
Um, but the computer did crash. So at least one time. Anyway,
Your computer crashed?
yeah.
Okay. That's your Mac Pro.
No, it's a laptop that my mom gave me. It's a Windows thing,
Okay.
and it's old. It's also old, but
Yeah.
whatever, you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it functions on StreamYard better than my MacBook Pro. So,
So I was just
anyway,
talking. Oh, go. Yeah, I was just talking to Marcia,
yeah.
and she said that she's like, "Did you read the article about what happened?" And I'm like, I haven't had internet until up to like 10 minutes ago." And she's like, "Yeah, there's already a whole article in M Live about the whole thing." And I'm like, "How?"
Oh my god.
I'm like, "It happened." I'm like, "It happened at midnight." And she's like, "Yeah, they said that." God, people are calling me nonstop. Hold on, just I have to
Yeah,
one moment. Don't.
right.
Hello, can you hear me? My phone sucks here. Hey, can you hear me? What's up? Hey, no, I don't need. No, no, I don't. I don't need anything right now. Like, yeah, because I can't put it anywhere. I can't put it in my garage. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, thanks for asking though. Okay, all right. Thanks. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I got someone on the other line. I can call you back or talk. Okay, thanks, Josh. All right, bye. All right, that's a neighbor asking me if I need something.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy, man. I
Yeah. So like, I guess M Live has wrote an article saying that I had firewood. So this is the crazy. I had firewood inside my garage. Now here's the thing. Let's say I did. I don't. But
yeah,
even if I did, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, just because firewood is called firewood doesn't mean it catches on fire all by itself.
right.
Because firewood is just wood.
Yeah. And
It's made
you
out of
want
the same thing the garage is made out of.
yeah, and you want it to be dry, right? So
Yeah.
when you do want it to burn, you want to be able to burn it, right?
Yeah. I mean, people like firewood in a garage is not even wouldn't even be as dangerous as a can of spray paint in a garage. Like, what
Yeah.
does that mean? Like, okay, I had firewood in the garage. That's just wood. It's just wood.
Yeah.
Lumber is wood. I mean, people have lumber in the garage.
The
What do you
walls are made out of it.
The garage is made out of pine board.
Yeah.
Like, what are they trying to say? I did like, but I did. The thing is, I didn't. Either way, like, I didn't have firewood in the garage. So
Well, either and
who the
they're
fuck's
make
even writing these articles? Like,
they're making it sound like you did something wrong by having something burnable when everything is burnable
every
at the right
every fucking
temperature.
thing is flammable, right? Like, everything's flammable.
Right.
Like what? Uh, In fact, get this. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. And in a way, my firewood actually helped me by catching on fire. And I'll tell you why. Because that caught on fire because that's near, like, on the side. So the way my garage is, there's a concrete slab with stone where I put my firewood outside with a overhang, to keep it dry. It's basically for firewood, right?
Hmm.
So what happened was last night I went to bed actually a little early. I was tired, and you know, around 11 something, like 11:30, like someone pounded on the door, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I got up, and then I looked in the backyard, and I could see the firewood outside on fire. And then I was thinking, how the fuck did my firewood catch on fire? Because it's not
Yeah.
easy to light logs on fire. Um,
Yeah.
Anyone that tries to make a fire knows this. Like, you actually know this. Like, even trying to make a fire on purpose, like in a fire pit,
Yeah.
like chunks of wood just don't start burning, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You really have to put some effort into it, right?
I got another call. This has been all day.
Yeah. No, go for it.
This is Fire Chat with Dan, the firewood in the garage guy. Hello. Hey, I'm talking to Eric, but what's up? Go. Yeah, go ahead and do that. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, he can borrow Keith's, Keith's car, actually. I guess so, yeah, because she can't drive a stick. Okay.
Dames.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. Yeah, because Ian has a truck and a car, so he's gonna let us borrow one, you know. But one of them's a stick, so June
Yeah.
what's funny is his Lincoln Town car is all black with blacked out windows, and the license plate says Big Bad. I mean, it looks like a mafia hit car. You can't even see. It's like an old. It has like air shocks. Like it's just like you don't even want to go near it because you don't know who's going to get out and kill you. But I guess June will be driving.
But then Ian gets out.
Yeah, yeah, and then Ian gets out smiling. People aren't ready for it. But I guess June's going to be borrowing that.
That's awesome.
Dropping the kids.
Maybe it will I don't know, inspire like some new identity, and and she'll like become a new super villain or something.
I don't know. Well, okay, so let me Ian's on his way here, so let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Then,
so how does a surge protector? It sounds like
the surge attacker.
It sounds like the surge protector did exactly the opposite of what.
That's what the fire inspector said. He said, he goes, people use these to be safe, but he's like, unfortunately, they just catch on. And the thing is, when I was at work one day, fire came shooting out of my surge protector at work.
The same day?
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. Okay. That's
so.
I don't even use them, so I don't.
Well, it's just a power strip. It's a power strip. That's a surge protector. That's what I'm talking about. Not in the wall, like just those power strips with the buttons that are supposed to click off if there's an overload or something.
Yeah.
But at work I've had one shoot fire out of it. I was like, huh.
I think there's something slightly more complicated and more expensive, and I thought you were referring to one of those. Okay.
No, this is just the
power strips that we all plug 10 things into at one time out of one outlet. Yeah.
But like I only had 2 things plugged into it, but either way, that's where it started. So what happened was, okay, last night, someone knocks on the door. I was in bed.
Yeah.
And then I see the fire where my firewood pile is on the side. And I'm thinking, oh shit, like my firewood pile. And I thought somebody lit it on fire because in my neighborhood, like people come around and walk around and just every other night they're in people's backyards. I honestly thought maybe somebody's it was because we have people knocking on doors and running and stuff in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a fire extinguisher. It's fairly large, just inside the garage door. And I told June already, like, call 911, call the fire department. And I'm thinking I'm going to open the garage door, grab the fire extinguisher, and then come out and start putting out the fire. Right.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I thought pretty fast, and I'm like, I'm going to do what I can until the fire department gets here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that the fire had started inside the garage, not outside. So the inside of my garage was basically an inferno, and I didn't know. So this is where I'm. This is where it could be different, and I could actually just be dead right now, but I'm here.
Yeah,
because I didn't know this, and it just goes to show you shouldn't make an assessment on 2 seconds. Like you think you know what's going on with fire, but you don't know.
You don't know what's right around the corner.
You don't
either.
have any fucking clue.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the garage door handle and was lifting it, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I realized my hand, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it's burnt, like with blisters. It's that those are blisters on my hand. See those?
Yeah.
Because the garage door handle was already so hot on the outside from the inside that it burned my hand. And I didn't. So as I'm lifting the door, I'm thinking, why the fuck? Like, my hand, like, cause it takes a minute.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh no, because I'm like, the door handles 600 degrees.
It burned you before you could even feel it, right?
Right. And so then the door is up, right? Like here. And then at a certain point, the garage door just keeps opening. And that's when literally the smoke and the fire just came out of the garage. And cause my hand was burning, I'm like, shit. And I turned, I'm burned. You see this?
But I believe you.
Neck and everything is just burned up, right?
Yeah.
Like, see, that's all burned and blistered. So I turned like this as the heat wave came, like washing over me.
Yeah.
And it was intense. And then I breathed, like I closed my eyes. Luckily, I knew enough because I have a fire. I know how fire works. Like I just, And then I was like, I'm fucked. So then my truck was right there. And I'm like, if I want to get my truck away just because it's the only thing, like because I can put it in neutral and push it.
Yeah.
So I hopped in the truck, put it in neutral. And by then the front of the truck had caught on fire just from the heat. That's how hot it was. My truck caught on fire. And so I'm pushing the truck back, and it's burning. But I'm like, God damn it. Like, it was intense, dude. And so I get to the end of the driveway and there's people there screaming at me. Like, they're like, the truck is on fire. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, that's why I'm pushing. Like, I know, like I'm trying to save one thing. Like, just,
Yeah. Maybe they were thinking get out in case it blows up.
Right. So, but at that point, what happened was like the grill's plastic, so that was on fire.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was crazy. And then I had breathed in the smoke and it was hot. It was like I breathed in. So then they take me to the ambulance and they're like, hey, because I was outside for a while. And then they said, hey, they're like, you're burned, right? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, we got to check you out. And so I got in the ambulance and they're like, hooked me up to shit. And they're like, yeah, your heartbeat's not good, because I was, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I was burned and then they said, yeah, your oxygen's low. And so they're like, we need to take you to U of M hospital. And then June's like, do not go to, we don't have money for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, we cannot afford you to take an ambulance to U of M. Like, and I know. It's like, no, I'll never finish paying. That'll cost as much as the fucking garage.
Yeah. Right.
So then I was like, actually, I'm fine. And like, no, they're like, we should take you to the hospital. I'm like, I have to go pee. So then I got out and then like, you can pee at the hospital. I'm like, no, I got to go real bad. So then I went to Willie's house because I was by my neighbor's house and he let me in. I'm like, hey, I got to go pee. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And then I'm like, and then I walked out and I just kind of didn't go back to the
Jeez.
I kind of walked like around.
You're
and
like, anyway.
Yeah, I did this kind of
what's going on over here?
No, that's what I did. I can't laugh because my lungs are damaged.
Oh my God.
Because it burned them. So I was like, yeah, I did this thing where I kind of walk away and I'm like, I like did this. Yeah. And then they're like the two people in the ambulance are just looking at me and then they're like coming to walk, like they're going and they're walking after me. And then they found me later with an iPad and said, you have to sign this just so we can prove that we couldn't get you to go to the hospital, And I was like, whatever. Like,
yeah,
like, I can't leave right now. Like, this is,
Yeah. Where was everyone, like June and your kids? Like, were they there or were they?
Yeah. We were all in bed. Yeah, we were in
Oh
bed.
my
Everyone
God.
was in bed, and it's crazy. So what happened was, honestly, I had 2 or 3 really large pine logs I had not cut into small pieces. And what happened was, when the fire finally in the garage crept through probably part of one of the walls, it caught those big pine logs, and they were stacked tall like this, because I kind of made like a fence post thing. And when those caught on fire, that's when the flames shot up where you could see them from outside, right? So if that wouldn't have caught on fire, no one would have even seen it until the whole garage literally would have been like 10,000 degrees inside. Dude, it was so hot, my Land Cruiser wheels melted.
Jesus.
Like, there was a motorcycle engine in there, and the metal melted. It was fucking hot, intense.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
gone. I mean, it's crazy.
God. That's insane.
Yeah. So I've yet to read this probably stunning, well-written article about what happened, but I don't even know if I want to.
You should do a screen share and read it.
Well,
if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. Ian's on his way. I mean, Ian's on his way here, because I got to take.
You could critique how accurate the article is.
Let me see. Yeah, let me just see what it says. I'm gonna go just see M Live. I wonder who the fuck wrote this. Okay, here it is. 1 injured in overnight garage fire. That's me.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what it says. Oh, there's a nice picture of my Land Cruiser burning. Ann Arbor by Jordan Pear. Who the fuck is that? Okay, it says, I'll read it. I'll read it to you. Ann Arbor garage was destroyed in overnight fire that injured 1 person. Ann Arbor Fire Department crews were called to Rosedale Street. Yep, that's me. The garage had both a vehicle and firewood inside. False. Which complicated putting it out. No. There was a vehicle inside.
Everything was on fire. That's what complicated putting it out.
Exactly.
God.
Okay, so there was a lot of material in the garage, Kennedy said. That's true. My garage had tons of shit in it. That's the sad thing. It's a garage I used all the time. I had tools for every fucking thing,
Yeah. I've been
the garage and 2 vehicles are a total loss. 1 family member suffered burns and smoke inhalation while attempting to move a vehicle, but declined to be taken to the hospital. The family's home, as well as a neighboring garage, suffered heat damage. Kennedy said, adding the family was able to reoccupy the home that night. Crews were on scene. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Okay, it's close. Probably what they said was there was a vehicle inside and firewood next to it. I mean, which probably, who cares where it was? Of course. Yeah. Yes. Everything around the garage was a complete complicated it. Life complicated it. Like the tree was on fire. Like everything was on fire,
Yeah. Is the cat safe?
Cat was asking Cat was there first thing this morning, just asking, like, where's my food, dude?
He's like, who cares about that?
Yeah, he was climbing around in the burnt shit, like all happy. Like, dude, this is fun. Like, what is this burnt thing?
It was already cooled down. I mean, doesn't that take a long time, even when it's
so I was nervous, last night, because up in the trees were on fire. Because, it's above the garage. And so I'm watching like little cinders drop, going, okay, this one's going to fall and the whole thing's going to. I was like, so I didn't sleep, obviously. Yeah. And I was burnt.
Right. God damn.
It's fucked up. Yeah. And I'm out multiples of thousands of dollars. I don't even know. Like, it's a mess. The insurance is bullshit. I'm just, I mean, so if your vehicle isn't covered, what about the stuff inside the vehicle? Like, what if I'm in my garage and I have item A and then I move it 3 feet and put it inside the vehicle that's in the garage, is it no longer covered?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what bizarre rules are these? It doesn't make any, because I'll just say, yeah, everything was in my Land Cruiser. You know, not like, or not in the, like, it is covered, it isn't covered. Like, or I'll say everything, you know, I don't know. Like, the insurance rules don't make any sense. Like, things are covered that are damaged, but not if it's a vehicle, but what parts of the vehicle are the vehicle and what parts are things that are in the vehicle that aren't the vehicle. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we have books from the library, for instance, in the vehicle, they are now burned because they're in the vehicle. Are they not covered?
Yeah,
It's
I
all
don't know.
it's all messed up. It's all messed up. Like, who knows? You know.
Yeah.
They just,
Well,
and the fire marshal told me that. He's like, hey, he goes, don't expect the insurance company to pay for it, like, want to pay for. He goes, they don't. He's like, I'm just letting you know, like, don't have your hopes up, because they're gonna try not to pay for anything. He's like, that's what they do, and he knows because he's a fire marshal. He's seen that probably 100 times, you know. So I
yeah.
was like, okay. He goes, yeah. He goes, don't. They're not gonna want to give you anything. I was like, thanks. You know?
Right.
And I don't have some like cheap ass insurance, like weird. Like, I pay, my insurance company is on Carpenter Street, like 2 miles away. Like, this is a local known place, you know, because I want to know, like, I want to do things with people I can go in and see. And, you know,
Yeah.
you start getting like weird online places, and you can't even, I can walk in there if I want, you know, and drop shit off. But they're
Right.
just like, oh yeah, sorry, you know, vehicles are only covered by your vehicle insurance, which I don't have full coverage, because full coverage doesn't cover old cars when they get hit. They look up the Kelly Blue Book for a 1987 car and go, oh, that's worth $500. But no, it's a classic car, like restored, you know, like it's worth like $5,000-$6,000 or $7,000, you know. But
Yeah.
so there's no reason in getting, you don't pay for full coverage on old cars, because if they're ever hit, the insurance won't pay for them anyway. There's no point. So no matter what, you lose, I
It's a
guess.
lose-lose. You lose out by paying your bill, and then you and then when you have a claim, they go out of their way to find any little
Yeah,
detail to, avoid having to cover
I know.
whatever. It's like,
Right.
when
You
that
can turn a phrase a million ways. You can read that policy one way,
exactly.
but
Yeah.
the people that work there will say, well, no, it means this. And then all I can say is, oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
property damage to me is stuff that was in the garage when it burned up.
Yeah.
Right. But I guess not. Not if it's the most expensive thing that burned up.
Right.
I mean, if your Harbor Freight plastic tool thing burns up, you're okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Your $5 wrench.
What's up?
You got a package.
I got a package. Yeah. I'm scared to look at it.
It smelled like his food.
What
Yeah,
package?
it's probably something for the car that's now burned.
God.
It is. It's a part for a car that is now burned up.
Did a little clown pinata deliver it?
A clown pinata. What's that?
Come over here.
Mr. Chuckles.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Does he know about Mr. Chuckles?
Yeah. No, it's 24 minutes. So then I go outside today, and Hero's on his pogo stick in front of the burnt garage, just smiling and hopping. And I'm like, God, that looks like such a strange scene. Like, and then Ian took a picture. I'll send it to you. It was like dystopia.
Yeah. It sounds like some AI art you would generate.
You should see it. You should see it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's surreal looking, you know, because everything behind him is destroyed. Like, it looks like a bomb hit, you know, and he's just going. And the cat's all happy, you know, and I'm like, jeez, shit.
Well, I was gonna say if you need help tearing that thing down, I'll come over. But it sounds
Yeah,
like you
I will
can't tear
figure
it
it out
down.
when the time comes. I'll figure it
Yeah.
out. You know, we'll see what can be done. I don't know all the rules to this yet, but I don't feel like letting everything because there's no roof pretty much. So when it rains, anything
It's
like
gonna
I
get
just don't
gross.
want wet. Like it hasn't rained yet. I mean, there's fire hose water, but that black soot mixed with water is just a mess. It's just so gross. So like
Yeah.
it'd be nice to go in and start moving shit when it's dry. I don't know, but it's a lot of work. It's yeah, I'll pretty much just move to Japan and leave it,
Yeah.
you know.
Buy a dojo.
That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, don't touch that. It makes a lot of noise. That's the microphone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you doing that? That's the camera. Kids know
Hey,
exactly what to touch that messes everything up. So
Hero.
his finger just goes to the mic and then to the camera. He's like, "Can
Yeah.
I smash this or this?"
Hey, Hero. Do you still have that coat, that jacket with the vampire teeth?
I think I'm threw in the trash.
Oh,
You outgrew it.
yeah. I was gonna say
Mm-hmm.
you need a new one. Maybe you need a new one. That was pretty cool.
And the zipper also broke.
Yeah,
So.
things break. That was cool. We'll see if Santa brings anything this year. Sorry.
Yeah.
All I want is wheelies.
Wheelies? Oh, like the shoes with the wheels in them?
Yeah.
Those look fun.
Yeah, that's what I need
Why?
to actually get from point A to point B.
You just do this.
Yeah.
I actually need wheelies at this point.
Or one of those. What do they call it? Where it's just that wheel. It's like a skateboard with one.
Yeah,
big
they
wheel.
ride them around here. I see them.
wheels?
Those
Except-
electric.
Except they're super expensive. I think they're like $1,000 or more. I don't know.
The insurance not going to cover it. It's
Yeah.
transportation. Vehicle. All right, see ya.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, the shit in my garage. There was so much, like according to the article, there was so much stuff in the garage, and all of it was valuable. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I have bicycles, you know, classic bikes like my Matt Hoffman Pro BMX bike, my Schwinn Stingrays, you know, all these things
Mm-hmm.
that are like if you try to figure out how much they're worth, like old stuff, it's weird. Like it's just what it seems like it's worth. I guess there's a Kelly Blue Book you look at for vehicles and stuff, but those don't really work for the true value of things, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I want to sell a Stingray bicycle, it's like $500 to $1,000, you know, like a good one, you know, a Schwinn Stingray classic bike. That Honda CT90, that, you know, my little Honda, that awesome moped motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Like those things sell for no less than like $1,000, you know, but it's a 1974. So they'll look it up in a book and go, "Oh, that old piece of shit," you know?
Yeah.
You know, so who knows? But that's a vehicle, so that I don't get any money for that. Never mind. Mopeds are vehicles. I won't. That's not. But that's not insured. That's not insured through car insurance. So what about that? Because that's not even allowed to have insurance. I wonder if that's covered. They'll figure out a way to say no to that.
Right. Yeah.
They'll go, wait, that fell onto your motorcycle when your classic Yamaha was burning, so therefore it melted into that. So now that's the same thing. It's melting into it. So we're not covering that. It's touching the thing that's not covered. All my tools, you know, power tools.
How does an air compressor spark gasoline though? I mean, is that what you said happened?
Yeah. So what he was thinking, we were looking at it. So I had, it's something it was where the power strip was. had a air compressor plugged in, and he said they'll just catch on fire. But I had a
Oh.
chainsaw on the table above that because I was going to sharpen the blades. And he said, if the chainsaw's got a gas tank on it.
Right.
So that, he thinks that.
And then everything else had gas tanks on it inside the
Well,
garage.
actually, the Land Cruiser gas tank didn't blow, which is amazing.
Oh, wow.
That's actually amazing. Like, that's like a testament. Honestly, I can't believe
because your house probably wouldn't be standing if it did.
Dude, I mean, the fire was so hot, my dining room windows are cracked. That's not even near the garage. That's nuts. Like,
yeah,
the fire broke my windows from the heat. I know. It's nuts,
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's scary shit. You don't want to mess around with fire. It just, like, once it starts, that's it. It's just, everything's flammable.
Everything. Yeah, this is clearly off topic, but that fire that happened in Hawaii, they were saying people were like trying to run into the ocean, and they were dying. They were dying in the ocean from the heat because it was just radiating so intensely. Like,
that's what it is.
You would think that running to the water would make you safe, and they couldn't even get away quick enough.
Right, because with fire, it's not the flames, it's the radiant heat energy from it.
Yeah.
It's literally like a heat blast. You can see the fire over there, and the heat wave is just melting you. It's messed up. I know, like when I did this, and I was like, and it just like my skin just went boop, 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 like bubbled up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been worse. It's the only thing that that you can tell yourself to keep your head up. Like, I think I would be much more distraught than you are. You seem to be, unless you're just fronting, and internally you're just breaking down
things. That's how. Oh,
right.
Yeah. Of course. Like, of course, it's awful.
Yeah.
Everything's awful. I can't even laugh because my lungs are burnt inside. I have a 3rd-degree burns inside, or whatever. I don't even know what degree it is when the inside of you is burned.
Well, that's what they would tell you and charge you tens of thousands of dollars had you gone to the hospital. At least you would know what degree.
Yeah. They're like, that's negative. Yeah. They're like, yeah, that's 8th degree. Like, if you go from the outside in, there's like, yeah, your inner core was charred. So, but I'll be okay.
That $30,000 your insurance company is going to give you for your garage, you can just
it won't even cover the demolition, dude. It's like, it's nothing.
I know.
It's nothing.
I guess we could always do some kind of, or try to do some kind of fundraiser or something. I don't know. I'm not, something to consider,
right. But
like, we could do a concert.
Here's the thing, though,
or like a GoFundMe type of thing.
This is a way, right? Because the thing is, it was my garage and not my house. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have a place to live, and we're all safe, So, I mean, that's more to ask for than a lot of people have. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I just have to. It just sucks because I don't make a lot of money. So when I get things, the reason I have things is because I buy things that need a lot of work, and then I spend hours and hours doing things that nobody else would do to repair them and bring them back. You know what I mean? So it's not like I just go out and buy things that are pristine. I work my ass off to restore all these things and, get everything, keep everything working, because I don't have enough money to just go buy new things all the time, And so, it's, but then in the end, it all turns to fucking dirt anyway, I guess. So It just happened quicker. In the end, those atoms just end up in the same way, like just disintegrating somehow. So I just saw it happen immediately in front of my face, and it was kind of a shock, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of amazing how fast shit can literally just dissolve in front of your face. Like delete, you know, and you're just watching everything you have just getting deleted.
Yeah. Plus you're actually passionate about these items. Like you've always been like a gear head type of guy, and like I have an old Schwinn in my garage right now, and an old car in my garage right now. If it burned down, I would be like, oh, that sucks, you know. But I wouldn't really like. I know that these things have more sentimental value than maybe the average person, you know. Yeah. Especially like you said, because you work so hard to acquire them.
Yeah.
And
restore things.
If there's anything you want me to keep an eye out for, let me know. You know?
Yeah, you know, at this point in my life, it's kind of interesting. I don't even know, like, if I not only can I not afford to rebuild that garage, but do I even want to set myself up for that again? You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, I mean, I did nothing wrong, and yet it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a dangerous garage.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I mounted the surge protector to a metal thing, like everything was done correctly, you know?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's just like, it just takes a spark to start a tiny fire, which starts a bigger fire. I mean, that's it. Everything is flammable in a garage, you know, it's crazy. So yeah, it sucks. I guess I've learned my lesson, though, to not have firewood in my garage
when it wasn't.
I had lumber in the garage.
Maybe you need a steel garage.
I know. Moving
forward, the lesson here is no garage with wood in it, not even in the walls or the rafters or the attic.
They didn't comment on my spray paint and starting fluid that everyone and you know, that everyone has. You know what I mean? Like, what about the shit that's actually super flammable?
Yeah, like the
what about starting? Yeah, like starting fluid, like it's, you know, I mean, that wasn't sitting, but you know what I'm saying? Like the wood, that there's wood in there. Like, there's wood around, man. There's wood everywhere.
God.
But you know, the problem is the Land Cruiser that's burning inside the wooden garage. You know, my giant SUV that's on fire, dude. You know, it's weird. I have like images just because you know when you're in panic mode, like everything's vivid.
Yeah.
Like when I opened the garage door, at first it was just smoke and then the fire and the smoke came out. And then after I turned and I got burned, I looked back at the Land Cruiser, and it was the creepiest thing because it was dripping because the paint was so hot. But in my Land Cruiser's dark green, but they have primer. You know how they paint it with different colors first, like just white or gray? Yeah. And so it was like gray and white, and it was just like melting in front of my eyes. And it's something that you don't process immediately because you don't expect to see it, right? Mm-hmm. So it just like that image of my Land Cruiser melting, it's that fast, like dripping. It was like terrifying because then I'm like, oh shit, like never seen that before. I've seen a lot of things, but never seen a Land Cruiser melt right in front of my face. So better get out of here. It's time to go. Time to go, you know? And then I pushed a burning vehicle and declined to go to the house. And it's on the news. More at 11. Man, refuses to go to UMM hospital because of insane price of healthcare.
Yeah, and now you have lung cancer.
Yeah, now I have lung cancer. And then Bernie Sanders will be talking about it. I can't afford healthcare. This man was put in a burning truck. There you go.
Well, if
man loses ability to laugh.
Yeah,
his laugh is burned out of him.
The one way you cope, you can
every
no
time
longer.
I go to laugh now, I just cry in pain. Like
Yeah.
that's my gift from trying to save. Like,
God. Oh man.
Fuck.
Well, if trees fall here all the time, so
Yeah.
and then I'll see someone, post on the Ferndale Forum free wood. So next time I see that, oh wait, but you don't have a truck anymore to come get it.
The thing is, there's enough wood around here where I can go. I don't even have to go usually more than a mile because Ann Arbor's full of trees and we have windstorms,
Exactly.
And so I'm always, and the thing is, when I get the wood, it's because I'm actually helping my neighbors with their down trees.
Right.
So 90% of the time I'm with that chainsaw that caught on fire and I'm chopping their trees. Like the lady down the street, like she's pregnant and there's trees on her shit. And I'm just like, I will help you. She's like, can you help me? You're the guy that cuts up I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. I go around the neighborhood and I help you, and then I burn the wood. It's the ideal situation. That's how life should be,
Yeah.
I'm helping you, and you're inadvertently helping me at the exact same time. Like it's perfect. But no, exactly. God will punish me.
That's right.
He will say, he will wait till I just yesterday finished filling up my wood pile for the winter. And then burn it all. He had to wait till I just finished, just when winter comes.
You had just the right amount to get you through the winter.
Now he's like,
and then Thanksgiving's in a couple of days, and it's like, hey, what? I mean, I guess
we're alive.
Yeah, you really will.
My kids weren't in the garage or in the Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Kids fall asleep in cars. They go out and read and shit to get away from their parents. I'm serious.
Oh yeah.
I do it. My kid could have been in the car, Not likely. I'm just saying.
Right.
Could have, but
I mean, you guys are in that garage all the time. And
I know.
You don't know how quick that blew up. Like anyone could have been standing right next to it as it happened and they could be in the hospital right now,
Yeah. It's, if you've never been right in the middle of an intense fire like that, it's one of the things you don't understand till it happens. Like you can imagine it, but you can't really imagine it. Like it's really intense, I would think it's just like other things that happen to people that have like PTSD and shit, like where certain events are very extreme,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like a fire that's swallowing your life and partially your livelihood. Because I live off all these tools. Like I fix people's cars for money. I use my tools to fix my own things and chop wood and so like it's literally just engulfed in a fire tornado and it's burning you. It's like really intense, it's crazy. You also don't know how you're going to react because you've always heard. Is somebody here? Oh, because Ian's coming. You always hear about like the instincts of humans, like fight or flight, right? You hear these words where not necessarily literally you fight something, but you don't know how you're going to react. You can punch me in the face. You should have just done.
Well, and everyone thinks they know what they'll do in any situation, especially like in a fight. But it's like you don't know.
Right. So you don't know like when that happens, if you're gonna freeze up, like, because it's just shocking, right?
Yeah. Right.
You don't know how you're gonna react. Like people may die just because they're just like what do I
Stunned.
do?
Yeah. Right.
But it's really strange because from the moment I woke up, I mean, like what's crazy, and I don't know if it's good. I immediately ran at the fire, like to see like what the fuck can I do, like immediately. And that's part of the problem because I made an assessment based on like 3 seconds of observation. Because I go out and I'm like, oh shit, my garage is on fire. It must have started from this wood pile. Therefore, I can go into my garage and get my fire extinguisher. It was completely incorrect assessment of the situation. And I could have killed myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and had I had, I have fast reflexes. Had my reflexes been slow, I could have opened that garage door and been confused, and that heat wave would have hit me full on in the face, and I would have no face or no eyeballs. You know what I mean? But I literally, like, as my hand was burning, my brain said, wait a second. Like, why the fuck? And then I just closed my eyes and went like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just like whoosh. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I know I'm fucked up, but I don't know how bad.
Yeah.
Right? But then you don't have time. You're just like, I still have to get my truck the fuck out of here. Like, I'm still alive and I can still move. So I'm going to try to push my truck while my lungs are damaged. So that the guy from M Live can write about it.
God.
It's crazy, dude. Oh, let's see. I'm getting all these messages. Okay. So I just got a message from somebody that has firewood. They're going to drop it off. That's nice, Somebody's like, hey, I got some wood. Because they know I heat my house with the wood stove, So.
Right. I mean, I have wood if you need. I have wood behind my garage.
I'll be all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Josh has wood. His dad, like my neighbor, and his dad has wood. So
I bet there's probably a ton at my parents' house because trees are always falling.
Your parents' house up north is logs, isn't it? The new one. I'm gonna write about it.
Yeah, it is.
Neighbors say house is made out of wood. Watch out! It's gonna catch on fire any second. Yeah. It's gonna complicate things. It's going to make it difficult. It is
everything, literally everything in that house right now is wood.
Right. As long as you don't cover it with some kind of flammable wood treatment, like clear lacquer or something.
Oh no, that's what someone did that to a different, like a newer.
Yeah.
There's some kind of a stain.
Yeah.
And it's oil based.
Right.
And then I guess like a rag caught on fire because it was sitting out in the hot sun.
Yeah, it can combust.
Yeah, and then the whole cabin, or I don't know if it was a cabin or if it was as big as this one my parents.
And then they realized their folly. They made it out of wood.
Exactly.
They're like, why didn't I choose bronze?
Yeah. Or steel.
Or steel.
Logs shaped. Steel shaped logs. Is that even possible?
Stop. I can't. I have lung damage. Logs made out of. Why didn't I use logs made out of steel?
Like prefabricated to, shaped. But then even, most roofs are like, that's just, who knows what that shit's made. It's just like tar and like I know. That's just waiting to catch on fire.
Tar is gas. Tar is gas. It's oil. That's what it is. Yeah. Your house is made out of wood and oil. That's what everyone's house is. That's why the fire department exists.
Yeah.
Because they have to go put that shit out. you know, because you're just one spark away from everything burning, you know.
Oh my God.
I know.
I need to unplug everything.
I know. No, I know, man. It's like, and the fire chief's like, yeah, these surge projectors, like, they don't do anything. I'm like, oh. He's like, no, people think they do. He goes, I wish I could tell the whole world, but it's just a trick. I'm like,
They just
oh.
let you plug 10 things in at one time out of one outlet, which probably is exactly the opposite of what you should
I
be
know.
doing.
Yeah. You know, he's like, yeah. He's like, no, they don't. They just burn up. And the thing was, I only had 2 things plugged into the one in the garage. So it just, whatever. But I think one of them, I had an air compressor and one was a shop light, you know, that's always plugged in. But
Yeah.
whatever. It failed. And it could have been something, I didn't build the garage. So it could have been something in the way it was built from the
like
guy
faulty, right?
Yeah, like I have no idea. And also around here, DTE, the power grid is messed up, dude. It surges all the time.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It does that here too.
Yeah, so we get and there's actually a lot of discussion in this city about even getting rid of DTE because the power grid is so unstable and it goes on and off and every time it comes on people's shit explodes. No lie, no joke.
Yeah.
Like people's stuff is getting burned up all the time. I have no idea. It's entirely possible. I'm not saying this is what happened. It's entirely possible I got a power surge actually through the grid that did it.
Yeah.
Like that's I would not count that out because it's happened. So
yeah,
you know. And
but there's probably fine print in the contract that you sign when you agree to use the service that there's nothing you can do.
No, it is. That's the way it is. That's exactly it. People are like, hey, they're like, I lost 10 things in the last month because there was 1 month the power went on and off 5 times this year. Like, and every time something broke. At work, even we lost all of our entire phone system was destroyed.
Yeah.
They turned on the power and it killed our phones. They're hardwired in and it's not even on the electrical. It just jumped into the phone lines and burned them up. I was like, and they're like, nah, we can't do anything. You know, your whole phone system's gone. But they're like, that's just, you know, that's the way it is we live in the modern age of electricity. How can we possibly control this stuff? You know, it's only been around for 100, 200, and who knows, you know. Like, what? You can't blame us, you know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. You had time to figure this out. So who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, I got Ian's coming over, and also this other neighbor.
Yeah,
my neighbor, lady. She's bringing some wood, so I'm gonna end up going just so I don't have to run away, like on the spot in a minute. But I don't know. You know, maybe I'll be able to hop on Sunday. I'm not sure what's going to be going on. But
yeah. You know, if you can, we can do this anytime. You know?
Okay, yeah, it doesn't have to be on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, like, I want to do both. Like, I would like Sunday to be like a regular thing for anyone on the label to just hop in, but then I want to start doing more like this, you know, maybe more one-on-one and even like in real life get-togethers and stuff like, you know. But, you know, clearly you have shit to take care of. Let me know if you need my help with anything or if there's anything I can do or anything you want me to keep an eye out for you know, because when I go thrifting and all that stuff, I see tons of useful shit.
Metal log. I need metal logs. Any metal logs you can find?
Yeah, you know, you could probably get, I don't know how legit those are, but you'll see ads you know, on maybe Facebook or whatever for like solar panel roofs if you qualify or something. So like maybe you
Yeah.
could get on. I mean, I don't know.
That'll burst
They're
into flames. Yeah.
yeah, probably
That's all
faster.
that if one power strip does that, what if the whole roof is made of power strip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, cool.
All right. Well, it's good talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Good.
for that.
It'll be all right.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. It's a good way to look at it. Could have been worse. So sounds good. Okay.
That'll be on our tombstones probably.
Life. How was life? Life was adequate.
It was
Adequate.
It was fine.
It was.
We'll just
Could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. All right, man.
I'll
talk to you later.
Yeah. Hit me up anytime.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks for talking.
Absolutely. Later.